I'll expand early childhood education, recruit new teachers, and pay them better. But the truth is, government can't do it all. As parents, we need to turn off the TV, read to our kids, give them that thirst to learn. I approve this message because it's not just about their future, it's about ours.
To world news. Tonight, Clinton and Obama battle for the biggest primaries left on the calendar. Can tonight change the race? Disaster zone. The death toll soars from the Myanmar cyclone. 1 million are homeless. Help is available, but it's not getting in. Campus crime. Almost 100 arrests in a sweeping drug bust at a California university. The frat house was a drug den. And musical gift. Why a world-class violinist was playing a concert today on the Newark Airport cab line.
From ABC News headquarters, this is World News with Charles Gibson.
Good evening. 2 candidates, 2 primaries, 2 results to be reported tonight. Only one state yet that ABC News is prepared to call. In North Carolina, ABC has projected that Barack Obama will carry the Democratic primary in that state. The polls closed at 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 in California time, and we can now show you some of the raw vote that has come in from the state of North Carolina. Only 13% of the precincts reporting, as you can see there, but it is a comfortable win for Barack Obama in the state of North Carolina. Did very well with the African-American vote, as he has done in other states, and did very well with white voters under the age of 65. Obama carrying the state of North Carolina. In Indiana, we are not yet ready to project a winner, but we can give you the raw vote there with 50% of the precincts reporting. Hillary Clinton with a 10-point lead in the state of Indiana. There you can see it is 36, 50, almost 60,000 vote lead for Hillary Clinton there. But we do not yet have a vote in Indiana from some of the areas in the northwestern part of the state, talking about South Bend and Gary. Those are areas that should be favorable to Barack Obama. Our chief Washington correspondent, George Stephanopoulos, is here. George, the Obama people have been worried about North Carolina, carry it comfortably, but there are some signs in the exit polls that this could be trouble overall when we get to the general election.
For the Democratic Party overall, this is a comfortable win for Barack Obama. We don't know about Indiana yet, but we look closely at the Indiana numbers, and when you look at them, you see that 50% of those who say they're going to vote for Hillary Clinton, who voted for Hillary Clinton in the primary, say they will not support Barack Obama in November if he's the nominee. Turn it around, 38% of Obama supporters say they won't support Clinton in November if she's the nominee. So you look at that. You look at the results of North Carolina. Barack Obama preserves his lead in the pledged delegates, preserves his lead in the popular vote. I think superdelegates are going to look at those numbers out of Indiana and say, we've got to close this process down before the party is fatefully divided.
Yes, it shows that the barriers are going up. Now, both candidates say, look, the party will come together. We'll support whichever one of us wins when we get to November. But those numbers, the size of those numbers have got to be...
And they've been going up. Just in Pennsylvania, the numbers were closer to 25%. Now they're approaching 38% on one side, 50% on another. That's what's concerning the superdelegates.
Let me take this to David Wright, who covers the Barack Obama campaign for us and is in Raleigh, North Carolina tonight. David, that must be alarming to the Obama people, but I know they've been talking about it tonight.
They are indeed, Charlie, but their big message of spin tonight is that North Carolina is a big state. They're noting that this is the 10th biggest state in the union. They say that there's been a lot of talk about his inability to win big states. They're saying North Carolina definitely counts, but no doubt they had an ace up the sleeve today with the African-American vote here. 1 out of 3 voters here, African-American, almost unanimous for Barack Obama, so that no doubt helped.
Yes, and David, there was some concern, was there not, earlier in the week, because as Barack Obama said himself, he's had a tough few weeks of campaigning, some concern that North Carolina might be a lot closer than it's turning out to be.
That's true, but in some ways, the tough week that he's had gives him an out because he's able to say, to chalk up any defeat to the Reverend Wright controversy. And the other thing that the campaign is saying here is that the gas tax thing, although a difficult position to defend politically, many economists said he had the moral high ground, but a tough position politically, they're feeling that that really worked for them.
All right, thanks very much, David Wright, with the Obama campaign. Kate Snow covers the Hillary Clinton campaign for us. She's in Indianapolis tonight. This is proving we're not yet ready to call Indiana. We can't call North Carolina, so I can't say that yet there's much optimism, I would suspect, in the Clinton camp.
There actually is a lot of optimism, and here's why. They say that they were fully expecting to lose in North Carolina. They knew what David Wright just said, that a third of the voters there would likely be African American, and that likely Obama would carry the vast majority of those voters. In fact, if you look at the ballroom behind me here, Charlie, we're in Indiana. This is her base, white voters. We're looking around this room of about 400 people. There are only maybe 5 African Americans in the whole room here. She has ceded that ground to Obama, so they knew that they probably wouldn't win in North Carolina, but they do think, they're very confident that they are going to pull out a victory here in Indiana. Even if it's only 5, 6, 7 points, they say that will be enough to keep her campaign going.
All right, Kate Snow, thanks very much. George Stephanopoulos, just in 10 seconds. They may have expected to lose North Carolina, but she devoted more time to it than they'd originally planned.
And even Senator Clinton admitted that she needed that as a game changer, psychological game changer for the superdelegates. A split this late in the game isn't good enough for the Clinton camp.
All right, once again, thanks very much. Indiana, yet still too close to call. North Carolina, we call for Obama. Next, we're going to turn overseas to the cyclone that devastated Myanmar, or Burma, as many still call the country. Last night, the estimates were that perhaps 10,000 had died. Today, the government says at least 22,500 were killed, and 41,000 more are missing. 1 million are homeless. This is a humanitarian disaster. Our senior foreign correspondent, Jim Shudo, is nearby in Bangkok, Thailand.
Today, the scale of the cyclone's destruction is devastatingly clear. In some areas, shades of the 2004 tsunami. Where there were homes, only the shells of homes remain. NASA satellite photos show the storm has radically redrawn Myanmar's coastline, leaving hundreds of square miles of what was fertile farmland underwater. Residents swept away by a 12-foot storm surge. People are searching for their relatives' bodies, said one survivor. Many families lost 3, 4, 5 loved ones. Nearly 4 days after the storm hit, Myanmar's government allowed the first shipment of international aid today, flown by the Thai military to the largest city, Yangon, but no further. And Myanmar's military rulers are still delaying many other aid groups. Members of the Christian charity World Vision have waited 4 days for visas.
It's catastrophic. People are shocked by the numbers coming out, and every day that goes by is, more lives potentially can be lost.
The U.S. government is also offering to help. More than $3 million in aid, and off the coast of Thailand, 3 U.S. Navy ships on standby to go if only Myanmar's government will let them in. For now, residents must survive on their own, some living out in the open. What they need most, food, tents, and drinking water. The hardest hit coastal region is causing the greatest concerns. Before the storm, many areas were already accessible only by boat or helicopter. With virtually no communications, many of the neediest victims are now cut off from the rest of the world. Jim Shudo, ABC News, Bangkok.
More people apparently died from the tidal wave, that 12-foot storm surge that Jim referred to, than died from the cyclone itself. And as Jim mentioned, the world stands by to provide relief. But there are real questions about who will get help and when. So here's ABC's Dan Harris.
In rural Kandiyohi, Minnesota, Pastor Dwayne Semler is rushing to raise money for Myanmar.
We're scrambling just to get people on board and see what we can do as quickly as possible.
For him, this is personal. His daughter, Susan, teaches at an international school in Myanmar in the thick of the devastation. He also has an exchange student from Myanmar living with him.
Like my house, all the roofs go off, and inside everything is are destroyed.
Religious groups across this country are issuing emergency appeals for Myanmar. And Christian relief workers like Steve Matthews are standing by, waiting for the call to go.
What I want to do is be able to hit the ground and operate by myself if I have to.
There are scores of aid groups waiting to get in, groups like World Vision, CARE, and Save the Children, whose efforts will be coordinated by the United Nations. Governments are lining up, too, with both the U.S. and the European Union offering roughly $3 million, China $1 million, and Russia an unspecified amount. What everyone's waiting for now is for Myanmar's repressive, reclusive government to accept the help Is it tough for an aid organization that probably has democratic impulses to deal with a government that has a history of repression?
It is, but I think for us, we say the most important thing for us is to be able to help children and families. And if we can't work in the country, then we won't be able to provide that.
From Myanmar to Minnesota, those who want to help are thinking not about politics, but about saving people. Dan Harris, ABC News, New York.
We turn next to a story that shocked a lot of people today, a massive drug bust on a college campus. Authorities say they've broken up a drug ring at San Diego State University. 96 people have been arrested, 75 of them students. Drugs were apparently being sold openly at fraternity houses. ABC's Lisa Fletcher is in San Diego.
They marched out hooded and handcuffed. 75 San Diego State University students busted by the DEA as part of a drug ring, catering to anyone who'd buy.
That's kind of surprised us in terms of the level of sophistication, the business nature of what they were doing. You wouldn't expect to see that from some smaller campus dealers.
In 5 months, agents infiltrated 7 campus fraternities, where they say they discovered organized drug dealing and were able to purchase cocaine from members.
They weren't picky about who they sold to. Our undercover officers were often able to contact them and say, hey, I heard you deal, will you sell to me? And they did, and they would sell over and over again. And as you can see, it wasn't just marijuana, but it was also cocaine, ecstasy, and these people had firearms.
At least 4 weapons and $60,000 in cash was seized, along with 4 pounds of cocaine, 50 pounds of marijuana, and prescription drugs, leaving students who weren't involved stunned.
The reason people join fraternities is to have a good college experience, and to have drugs involved with that it shouldn't be a part of that at all.
Authorities began investigating San Diego State after 2 students died of cocaine overdoses since May of last year. Those tragedies leading to this bust, but also highlighting an ever-increasing issue on college campuses nationwide. In fact, the National Center on Drug Addiction and Substance Abuse says that nearly half of America's 5.4 million full-time college students abuse drugs or binge drink. Greg Munder is the outgoing president of the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity. 4 of his members busted.
This is an isolated event between a few individuals, and we try to control it as much as we can, but sometimes things are just out of our control that we can't help.
The ringleaders face up to 10 years in prison. One of them, as he was being hauled away, asked if he could still become a federal agent. Lisa Fletcher, ABC News, San Diego, California.
Another day, another record for oil prices. The cost of a barrel jumped almost $2 today to nearly $122. The government predicted higher gas and oil prices, and a Wall Street investment bank said $200 a barrel oil is possible in the coming months. Still ahead on World News, dark days and nights for many Americans. More and more have their power cut because they can't pay the bills. It's our closer look. The parents who got a big scare, a message on their answering machine from their son on the front lines. And the celebrated violinist who celebrated a cabbie's honesty with a noteworthy reward.
This is World News with Charles Gibson. Brought to you by Dannon Activia.
Several yogurts are claiming to help with your digestive health, but only one yogurt in the whole wide world has the natural culture Bifidus regularis and is clinically proven to help regulate your digestive system. Activia from Dannon.
With the natural culture Bifidus regularis, Activia eaten every day is clinically proven to help regulate your digestive system in 2 weeks. Other yogurts may claim, only Activia is proven.
It makes shopping for yogurt a whole lot easier.
Activia. Are you the one keeping all these different pain relievers for different pains?
Yes, I am.
Oh, well, you know, nothing works better or on more pains than Advil. So, you don't need different pain relievers. I just need Advil. It's the every pain reliever.
How do you fight an enemy who hides among the innocent? Never let him out of your sight. With our unmanned surveillance aircraft, the U.S. Air Force is making sure potential threats have no place to hide. It takes Air Force vigilance to defend America in a changing world. U.S. Air Force, above all. Join us at airforce.com.
Are you like me?
I have high blood pressure, and I have high cholesterol.
But he treats both with one pill.
Catawit makes it easier to manage my two conditions. Catawit contains two proven medicines, one for lowering high blood pressure, the other for lowering high cholesterol, combined in one pill. Catawit. That works for me.
Catawit is one of many treatment options, in addition to diet and exercise that he discussed with his doctor.
Catawit is not for everyone. It's not for people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. To check for liver problems, you need simple blood tests. Tell your doctor about any heart problems and all other medications you are taking, or if you experience muscle pain or weakness, as they may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Along with diet and exercise, Catawit effectively lowers both high blood pressure and high cholesterol. Two medicines, one pill. Ask your doctor if Catawit is right for you.
Steaming. It's never been used like this before.
We used an innovative way of steaming to create cafe steamers.
This unique steam cooker lets you lock in all the naturally fresh flavors by steaming in your microwave. Try Healthy Choice Cafe Steamers.
More evidence tonight of how severely Americans are feeling the economic pinch. Consumer confidence, measured in the weekly ABC News poll, fell to its lowest point in 15 years. That's near its all-time low. And people's assessment of their personal finances is its lowest since 1993. Electricity bills are a good example. Almost 6 million families this year needed government help to pay them. In Minnesota, 450 families a day are having their electricity shut off. And so ABC's Gigi Stone went there for tonight's Closer Look.
Julie Kachuk is living in the dark. She can no longer afford to pay for electricity.
I gotta wash clothes by hand, dry them by hand.
The single mother of 3 in St. Paul, who has a steady job as a steel worker, is embarrassed and frightened.
There's something wrong with this picture. I mean, I work hard, I come home, I take care of my kid. Why am I in this situation?
After paying for more expensive gas and groceries, Julie had no money for the heating bills left over from the winter.
Coming out of the faucet is freezing cold. At least letting it sit there for a while, it's a little warmer.
Nearby in Minneapolis, another portrait of struggle. The Williams boys are sleeping in their living room because it's warmer. They did their homework in the car for light. Their dad, Antonio, says business at his moving company is down 35% this year. There just wasn't enough money for the power bill.
I've never failed my kids, but we don't have electricity. Never.
Dana Williams says the hardest part is not being able to cook or keep milk at home for her boys.
They never asked to be here, and they never deserved not to have electricity.
The problem is emerging now because many cold weather states, like here in Minnesota, have laws to stop utility companies from disconnecting delinquent customers in the winter. Now that spring is here, those protections are over, and the companies are demanding to get paid. The utility companies say they have to be aggressive because unpaid balances drive up rates for paying customers. They've never seen delinquencies this high because energy costs have so skyrocketed. There's federal assistance for people who can't afford their utility bills, but the number of applicants reached the highest point in 16 years.
Energy is becoming unaffordable to millions of low-income families, and we don't have a good solution in place to help them.
People like Julie Kachuk.
It's hard. It is. It's stressful.
Who is losing sight of what she calls a civilized life. Gigi Stone, ABC News, St. Paul, Minnesota.
We have information for people who need help paying their energy bills or who want to help those who do. And you can find it at our website, abcnews.com. And when we return, the family that heard the sound of battle. Their son called home accidentally while in a firefight.
In my work, I depend on my eyes to capture the natural wonder of this planet. That's why I wear Transitions lenses. They adjust to changing light and help protect my eyes from UV damage, like sunblock protects my skin.
Ask your eye care professional today about Transitions lenses. To learn more about the harmful effects of UV rays and how you can protect yourself, visit our friends at preventblindness.org.
Vitamin D is a key to calcium absorption, which helps keep bones strong. Caltrate has advanced levels of vitamin D. Keep your bones strong to keep your body strong. Caltrate, the key to strong bones.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah, have you disinfected the area? Good. Now make a 3-inch incision between the 4th and 5th abdominal muscles.
Shouldn't you be doing this?
It's really straightforward. Listen, I gotta go, Bob. I'll talk to you later.
Making important financial decisions on your own doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones prefers meeting clients face-to-face. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Ranked highest in investor satisfaction with full-service brokerage firms by J.D. Power & Associates.
When it all comes together, we're healthy and happy. When it all comes together, delicious and nutritious go hand in hand. Finally, it's all come together for you and your cat. Introducing Healthful Life from Purina Cat Chow. It's a perfect balance of taste and nutrition with real chicken, wholesome greens, delicious salmon, and a touch of cranberry and cheese. Finally, it's all come together. New Healthful Life from Purina Cat Chow. Yes, healthy can be delicious.
Impressive, huh? Now you can drive a car that has heated leather seats, dual-zone climate control, and more power than before, while still keeping Mother Earth in mind. Introducing the newly redesigned 2009 Hyundai Sonata. Luxury, fuel economy, and low emissions in perfect harmony.
Right now, get a great deal on an 09 Sonata with greater space, power, and fuel efficiency than the Toyota Camry for $3,700 less.
What's your equation for keeping healthy? I'm a chin-upping, baseball-playing, gotta-take care of me, one-a-day man.
One-a-day men's, the only complete multivitamin with more selenium for prostate health.
It fits my equation better.
It seems unthinkable. There's a promising new drug out there that's already saved the lives of 2 cancer patients.
It's a total miracle.
So why can't this family in desperate need get a hold of it? Tomorrow, the emotional tug of war on World News with Charles Gibson.
For the first time in more than 7 months, an American was executed tonight. Convicted killer William Earl Lind lost his final appeals in Georgia and was put to death this evening, the first execution since September, when the Supreme Court agreed to decide the constitutionality of lethal injection. The court upheld that method last month. A huge stretch of South America is under a cloud of ash tonight. A long dormant volcano has erupted in southern Chile, forcing the evacuation of thousands of people. Ash from the Chaitin volcano in Patagonia has spread to neighboring Argentina, forcing evacuations there as well. Next, we have a war story that could not have happened in any earlier war. An Oregon couple returned home to find a lengthy message on their answering machine. It was from their son in Afghanistan, but he didn't realize he dialed them on his cell phone. Here's ABC's Miguel Marquez.
The call came in from the middle of a firefight in Afghanistan.
I'm thinking, oh my God, this might be the last time I hear my son's voice on the phone.
When her son, Specialist Stephen Phillips, came under attack last month, he had his cell phone on him. During the battle, as he braced himself against a wall, the phone redialed the last number he had called. Home, 7,000 miles away in Otis, Oregon. For 3 minutes. This is all his family heard. Then the call cuts off. The last words?
It's a heck of a message to get from your kid in Afghanistan.
Today, ABC News reached Stephen Phillips. He says the call cut off at the worst moment.
They just launched a mortar. We saw the flash. There was small arms fire and RPGs coming in.
Phillips is due home next week. He says his accidental call was just a taste of daily life in a war zone. Miguel Marquez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And when we come back, a very personal way to reward the return of a multi-million-dollar violin.
Steaming. It's never been used like this before.
When Healthy Choice challenged us to create the freshest tasting meals possible, we used an innovative way of steaming to create cafe steamers.
This unique steam cooker from Healthy Choice
Lets you lock in all the naturally fresh flavors by steaming it yourself for juicy chicken, crisp vegetables, and firm pasta.
and you pour the sauce.
For restaurant-inspired recipes steamed fresh in your microwave, try Healthy Choice Cafe Steamers. It's all about the choices we make.
Sure, a lot's changed over the years, but you two do have a groovy thing going on. Don't let erectile dysfunction get in the way. Viagra can help you enjoy a more satisfying sexual experience. America's most prescribed ED treatment is marking its 10th anniversary. Want to learn more? The facts are there to greet you at Viagra.com. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease in vision or hearing. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
We had a health concern. Turned out to be nothing, but it got us doing more to protect our health, like taking silver.
Centrum Silver age-adjusted multivitamins have key antioxidants that help support natural cell repair.
Our health protection starts with Centrum Silver.
Time can drag on when you're constipated as you wait for Miralax to work. Why wait? Philips caplets work overnight and don't have harsh stimulants like some other laxatives. Philips, possibly perfect.
Nasal allergy symptoms like congestion can occur at any time, and it's hard to avoid the things that cause them. Prescription Nasonex helps relieve nasal allergy symptoms, like congestion. Maybe that's why 6 million nasal allergy sufferers used Nasonex last year.
Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
For more information, talk to your doctor and ask if Nasonex is the one for you.
Coming up at 6, the same local credit union robbed twice in 1 week. Tonight, a major break in the case. And we continue to follow breaking news, the latest on a fire at an abandoned fuel warehouse in Northeast Portland at 6.
Good Morning America, 7 Wonders of America, took you from a national treasure to an untouched, unbelievable natural treasure. So where's Chris taking us tomorrow?
He left us a clue. It's a pane of glass.
See it tomorrow on Good Morning America.
Finally tonight, instead of people yelling taxi, taxi in the cab line at Newark Airport today, you might have heard them yelling Tchaikovsky, Tchaikovsky. That sounds strange, but we can explain. Grammy-nominated classical violinist Philippe Quint passed through the Newark Airport recently, caught a cab home, grabbed his bags, went inside. He left a $4 million Stradivarius violin in the cab.
And of course, I thought I was going to faint right away. Well, I think I did faint, in fact. So my first phone call was to 911.
A frantic search was on. Philippe knew it was a minivan. He described the driver.
The most famous driver in the world.
That led cab company officials to Mohammed Khalil, who looked in the back and voila, or in this case, violin.
I opened the trunk for him. I thought it's the same way you left it. And I took the violin and I went.
So how do you say thank you? Philippe today played a concert for all the cabbies at Newark Airport. Cab from Newark to Manhattan, $60. Recovered violin, priceless music on the cab line. And that is World News for this Tuesday. I'm Charlie Gibson, and I hope you had a good day. For all of us at ABC News, have a good night.
Tonight, it's Dancing's 100th spectacular episode. 30 of your favorite stars return to rip it up. And 1 star is sent home. Dancing with the Stars 100th episode event. Tonight, starting at 8/7 Central on ABC.
It is the park and ride that never happens. Tonight, I'm going to ask TriMet why they spent millions of dollars on a project that never happened.
A late agreement about how to handle sea lions at the Bonneville Dam. A school superintendent with hundreds of thousands of dollars in expenses paid for by taxpayers. K2 wants to know how it was allowed to happen. An athlete with real heart. Her success on the track just months after open heart surgery.
From K2 News, this is a breaking news alert.
And good evening, everybody. Thanks for being with us. We start with breaking news we've been following for you since 4 o'clock this afternoon. You see a shot from Jet Ranger 2 and lots of smoke and lots of activity by the firefighters there. This is an old abandoned building. It's Albina Fuel Company abandoned the building just about 3 years ago. They moved across the river to Vancouver.